Every country on Earth is in debt. The United States alone owes over $38 trillion, more than at any point in history. Europe carries around $14 trillion, Japan nearly $9 trillion. Even wealthy nations like Saudi Arabia, or economic powerhouses such as Germany and China, are tied in the same web of borrowing. But here's the paradox. If everyone owes money, who is actually owed? Who sits on the other end of this invisible ledger? And how did humanity create a world where debt is not a weakness, but the very architecture of society? The story begins centuries ago, long before credit cards, banks, or digital transfers. In 1694, England faced a costly war with France. The king had run out of gold, so he turned to merchants for help. In exchange for interest payments backed by future taxes, the crown received financing. To manage this new system, the Bank of England was born. This moment changed the course of history. For the first time, a nation could spend money it didn't yet have. In return, lenders received something extraordinary, a promise from the government that could be bought, sold, or traded. This was the birth of the government bond, the seed of modern finance. Soon, other nations followed. France copied the model, the Netherlands refined it, and the newly independent United States used it to fund revolution and expansion. Debt became a measure of credibility rather than failure. To borrow was to wield power. The battlefield had shifted to the balance sheet. Fast forward 3 centuries. Today, global debt surpasses $315 trillion, nearly 3 times the size of the global economy. Every country owes. Every bank lends. Every citizen, through taxes, savings, and pensions, is both debtor and creditor. Take the United States as an example. Roughly half of the $38 trillion debt is publicly held by investors, mostly American banks, pension funds, insurance companies, mutual funds, and the Federal Reserve. The other half sits abroad: Japan, China, the UK, Luxembourg, and Belgium. So when people say the US owes China, it is technically true, but only about 2% of total debt. Most of the US debt is owed to itself. The Treasury issues bonds. Banks and funds buy them. The Federal Reserve often buys them back, creating new dollars in the process. Taxpayers pay interest, which then flows back into retirement accounts and financial markets. It's a loop, a mirror reflecting itself endlessly. And this system is not unique to America, it's global. Japan lends to the US through treasuries. The US lends to Europe through the IMF. Europe lends to developing nations through the World Bank. Developing nations in turn park their foreign reserves back in Western bonds. It's a planetary game of hot potato, except the potato is made of promises. Every debt is secured by another debt. The global economy survives as long as the players keep believing in the chain of trust. But belief is fragile. When confidence falters, entire economies tremble. In Greece, 2010, debt became unpayable. Investors panicked. Interest rates spiked. The European Central Bank intervened, but with austerity as the price: tax hikes, spending cuts, and unemployment. In Argentina, repeated defaults turned debt into a curse, destroying savings and livelihoods. In Sri Lanka, the government ran out of foreign currency to pay its loans, leading to fuel shortages, protests, and political collapse. Debt is not just numbers, it is power. When the system cracks, the creditors appear: the IMF, rating agencies, hedge funds, and anonymous bondholders who can hold entire nations by the throat. Yet, the world never stops borrowing. Because governments are not trying to pay off debt, they are rolling it over. Refinancing is the heartbeat of modern capitalism. Interest, not principal, is the real product. Every dollar in circulation is backed by debt somewhere else. Remove the debt, and the money vanishes. For decades, this system has survived on one fragile fuel: confidence. As long as investors believe governments will honor interest payments, the machine keeps spinning. But if belief fades, markets collapse, currencies crash, and entire economies grind to a halt. Debt is not evenly distributed. Interest flows upward, from taxpayers to wealthy institutions. Debt is both a transfer between countries and a transfer between classes. The wealthy own the bonds, the rest pay for them. This is the hidden architecture of our world. Debt is money. Money is debt. The system rewards creditors, punishes debtors, and runs on the invisible engine of trust. Governments do not repay, they sustain. They issue more, not recklessly, but rhythmically. The debt is the pulse of capitalism, circulating through pensions, mortgages, and markets. And so, when politicians talk of paying off the national debt, it is an illusion. The goal is not repayment, but sustainability. Confidence must never falter. Because once it does, the numbers stop mattering. Debt, the great promise that binds us, can unravel everything.